Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time I'm talking about some rumors. Now, I usually don't talk about rumors that I think is going to be false. I remember a report, a big thing going around on Studio Series saying that there's going to be a Sentinel Prime, a Dark of the Moon Soundwave, which of course that eventually became true, but those figures were supposed to come out, I think it was last year, or this year I should say. And there was also a Dark of the Moon Ironhide that never came to be, and I don't think will unless they want to reissue the original Ironhide figure for a bigger release. And I think there was a later class first movie Megatron, which never came to be, and I'll mention that again in this video. But I just don't really discuss them because they're not really worth my time. They're not really viable. But with this report, it was on CBtron.com, and I have no disrespect to CBtron.com, but I just don't think this is necessarily true. And if we take a look at the person who is reporting it, it's CyberCookie Reports. Now, I'm not saying that he is creating these false rumors or anything like that, but before we take a look at this very big Earthrise leaks, we gotta take a look at this previous report that someone on Discord brought up to me. This was also his report for SDCC 2019, and a lot of these never came to be. We've got a later class 2007 Megatron and Frenzy, which obviously we know that it became a Voyager class, and didn't include Frenzy, but let's say for the benefit of the doubt that he just messed up with the class. There was also a Voyager class Bumblebee movie Blitzwing, that never came to be, Dark of the Moon Ironhide, or Revenge of the Fallen Soundwave, don't know how you confuse the two. Revenge of the Fallen Scrapper, well obviously we know about that, but that never came out for SDCC. There was also Age of Extinction Junk Heap, nope. Topspin, nope. Crosshairs, nope. Was that Loader? Nope. Revenge of the Fallen Sideswipe? Or Sideways? Nope. Deluxe Class Bumblebee? I guess depending on what you're talking about. And then there was also the Studio Series SDCC 2019 exclusive Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime, 35th anniversary, and possibly one unknown SDCC exclusive SS figure. No. And again, I'm not saying that CyberCookie Reports is making these up. He probably was told these and just kind of went with it, but yeah, I'm taking a look at these Earthrise rumors and I'm getting a very similar feel. Let's take a look at the Earthrise leaks. Deluxe Class Shrapnel. Well, we already knew about them wanting to do a Shrapnel figure from the fan vote thing. We also have Bumblebee, which, if you were to guess, is probably going to be a repaint of Cliffjumper if it's ever going to happen. Run Amok, we already knew because of the fan vote. Trailbreaker would be a repaint of Hoist. Sunstreaker, some people assume that if we do get one, it's going to be a repaint of Wheeljack. Needlenose, which was part of a fan vote for, I think, the previous year, but instead we got Impactor and Mirage. And I think it was the same thing for Trax. Voyager class Blaster would likely be a repaint of Soundwave, if anything. Quintesson was actually reported a while back, actually I think a couple days ago, so yeah, we did hear about that. Voyager class Skywarp, you would assume would be a repaint of the Earthrise Starscream. We've also got a Mystery Class Megatron, which people are pointing out that this is the most confusing, because throughout this entire list you mostly have every single class, but you don't have it for Megatron and Quintessa. Now, what's funny about Quintessa is we actually do know the class, which was Deluxe Class. And for Megatron, I just don't feel like we would get an Earthrise Megatron, because what would he transform into? Maybe it will be based on, like, I don't know, the Armada Megatron, and he'll transform into a tank. I think that would be kind of cool. But if it's something like the G1, they're probably not going to do the gun mode, so I'm not exactly sure what they're doing here. And then Commander Class Skylynx and Scorponok. For the Titan class, we already knew about. And then we also have the exclusive 3-pack Coneheads. Now, this is something that I have to talk about. The Coneheads, I feel like you would have to get at least one in the mainline release, and then the two others could be exclusives, maybe in the Selects lineup. The reason why I say that is because there's a lot of re-engineering that has to be done for Ramjet, or Dirge, or Thrust. at first, and with that amount of re-engineering, I feel like they would put at least one in the mainline class, because if you notice, a lot of the exclusives have just very light touches of remold work to them, like the Brunt into Zetar, or the Chromia into Nightbird and stuff like that. So I just don't feel like a 3-pack of Coneheads sounds right to me. And then there's also a deluxe class Runabout, which is off from everything else. So is that meant to be like a select exclusive figure? I could see that happening though. But the thing that I gotta point out is that most of these kind of just feel a little too safe. Like, if someone is going up to Cybercookie reports, they're going for the safest predictions that could potentially happen, because it could potentially be true, and then they would come back and get more credit for whatever news source they get later on. Because we're getting some stuff on this list from fan votes, but we already know that it kind of didn't really matter because we already have a Spinister and the Wheeljack anyways. So likely we could get a Needlenose and Trax either way. Same thing with the Scorponok. It seems like they're kind of catching up with that. And then the Shrapnel was also in the fan vote with the Runmuck. But everything else you can see is kind of safe repaints, like Bumblebee, Trailbreaker, Sunstreaker if it was to be a repaint of Wheeljack, Skywarp, Blaster from the Soundwave. You know, if anything for these. I just don't see these as being true. I don't even think we might get a deluxe class Bumblebee from the Cliffjumper mold. So the main thing that I'm talking about is, with all the new names, it doesn't seem like there's anything that's going to be a fresh new mold. And you think that there'd be at least one or two that's a fresh new mold. Like, okay, you could see Trailbreaker happening, but Bumblebee and Sunstreaker I feel like could be something that could come out later and not right away, because let's say that Trailbreaker is a Wave 2 Earthrise figure. Don't you think that we should get a couple of newly molded figures along with that? I don't know. I mean, of course, you got the Shrapnel, Needlenose, and Trax, but again, I'm just saying, I just don't think these are true. I could be wrong, you know, but I just want to get that out there, that there is a possibility that these might not be true. And again, if these are predictions, they could eventually be right. So for someone, if anyone's going to come up to me and say, well, eventually we did get this or that or that. Again, these are pretty safe predictions, and some of these were rumored previously, so it's not really saying much. Someone could predict this and just happen to be right. But the reason why I'm pointing this out is because people are going out their way and saying that, oh, look at this, it looks true and everything, and people are starting to believe it. I want everyone to take a grain of salt with this and just consider the possibility, at least, that this could be fake. Anyways, with that said, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads. I'm not saying that CBtron is bad. In fact, I go to CBtron quite often. And I'm not saying that Cybercookie Reports is bad either, because he's also reported on rumors that are true. And he's also shared numerous things of fan art and Digibash figures of stuff that we would like to see. So I just think that he's not saying that these are confirmed, but I could be wrong about that. Anyways, with that said, I'll see you guys next time.